Toyota has decades of experience with electrification, which makes the bZ4X SUV its first full-fledged electric vehicle all the more remarkable. Of course, the Japanese company claims it isn't late to the party, citing early adopter manufacturers, and that it is entering the market at the appropriate time and with the right product as a popular brand. That model is the first in a line of 7 bZ badged models, 5 of which have been confirmed for Europe, which stand for Beyond Zero. Toyota's pledged to lower its carbon footprint not just through the cars it sells, but also through the way it manufactures them. The final stats aren't in yet, but Toyota claims that every bZ4X model will have a range of more than 280 miles. The front-wheel drive car will go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds, while the AWD car will sprint in 6.9 seconds, according to Toyota. It's worth noting that all stats are still tentative at this time, but they're unlikely to change much between now and the car's complete homologation. The bZ4X's rapid charging capacity is 150 kilowatts, which means a full 80% charge takes less than 30 minutes. However, like the rest of the bZ4X's key figures, this is only slightly over average for the class rather than setting new benchmarks. From our first impressions, the bZ4X appears to have been benchmarked against its competitors to give competitive, but not class-leading performance. Unlike some four-wheel drive EVs, the bZ4X feels slow on the move, with acceptable, continuous acceleration up to highway speeds. Except for a very minor wind whistle from around the doors. In this prototype, it's incredibly smooth, giving Lexus-like elegance in a mainstream product. We're optimistic that flaws like this will be eliminated by the time the car is mass-produced in full. The bZ4X rides nicely, smoothing over bumps, with the help of its more advanced multi-link rear suspension layout that allows for four-wheel drive, even over broken Spanish surfaces, and some off-road gravel track driving. However, even with the car's higher brake regeneration mode activated, the electric motor's retardation is insufficient for one-pedal driving, which is quickly becoming a must for any EV. Some of the more plasticky finishes on the inside can be attributed to the car's stage of development, but the cabin did feel a little dull. With a large center area between the front seats and a cubby below, storage is adequate, but the bZ4X lacks a glove box, which could be an omission. It also lacks a frunk in the nose for charging cords, so they'll have to be stored in the 452-liter boot, which has a good, regular shape. The next iteration of Toyota's infotainment system is the bigger plus on the inside. It's an area where Toyota has lagged in recent years, but with a sleeker 12-inch touchscreen, with crisper graphics, more processing power for faster answers, and the latest smartphone networking programs providing an extra strand of versatility, it's a significant step forward for the company. The digital dash isn't quite as spectacular, but there's lots of other equipment available, including Toyota's latest Teammate safety features. This features a camera and radar sensor neatly fitted between the car's headlights, delivering AEB with collision warning, cross-traffic alert, technology that detects automobiles approaching at an intersection, and a system to warn you of approaching cars and cyclists so you don't open the door on them.